We take water for granted. It's everywhere, and we all have easy access to it. That's because here in Nebraska, we have the Ogallala Aquifer. The aquifer is a massive source of underground water that we pump for public and commercial use. Because this water comes from the ground, it's possible for it to become contaminated. Possible contaminants include wastewater and farming runoff. In addition, the aquifer is not bottomless. It will run out one day if we're not careful. Using an aquifer as a water source has a lot of advantages, but also a lot of disadvantages and consequences we need to be aware of. The Ogallala Aquifer is a giant underground water source stretching across several states. When I say underground water source, you may think something akin to an underground lake. Aquifers, however, are more like wet sponges than lakes. Aquifers are made up of permeable rock and soil that water flows through or sits in. In our aquifer, water flows through, like water through a coffee filter. And a lot of water flows through Nebraska. According to a 2018 groundwater level monitoring report from University of Nebraska-Lincoln by Young, Burbach, Howard, Wazix, Jekyll, and Lackey, nearly 3/4 of the total volume of the Ogallala Aquifer lies beneath Nebraska. And that shows. We use a lot of aquifer water for many things here. An estimated use of water in the United States in 2015, a government study conducted by the U.S. Geological Survey, it was shown that Nebraska alone uses about 9,500 million gallons of water per day. This includes irrigation, commercial, domestic, public, and industrial use. In fact, according to the same study, more than 2/3 of that water is for irrigation. That isn't surprising considering how much farming we do. That large amount of farming doesn't go without consequences, however. Now, it would be logical to assume that because this water comes out of the ground, it also contains all other things we hit the ground. While we do have water treatment plants, they can't catch everything. Possible contaminants in the water usually originate from farm runoff or from wastewater. However, here in the large farming state of Nebraska, farm runoff presents a more serious issue than anything else. Nitrates are chemicals present in fertilizer and wastewater, and they can cause health issues in large amounts. The August 2018 issue of Water, a scientific journal dedicated solely to said subject, notes that the nitrate levels have been steadily decreasing, which is good, but a 2018 study by New Aaron, Meza, Shea, and Rhodes of the University of Nebraska Medical Center states that 63% of groundwater wells that they tested here in Nebraska contained nitrate content. So we still have progress to make on that front. Additionally, another chemical known as atrazine is becoming an issue. Atrazine is one of the worst commonly used pesticides by farmers. Still poisoning the well, a 2010 paper on atrazine by Wu, Kirindongo, Sass, and Weltzer states that atrazine can harm the immune system and causes birth defects. According to the study by New Arrow et al. At UNMC, 25% of wells they tested for atrazine here in Nebraska showed positive. To make matters worse, that same study also showed that in our very own Adams County, it was a hot spot for atrazine content. They found that about 1,000 out of every 10,000 live births between 2004 and 2015 showed birth defects. That's about 1 in every 10 kids. So what can we do about this? Still poisoning the well by Wu et al. Presents a few possibilities. They present the possibility of phasing out atrazine and other governmental regulation-related solutions. But the best thing that you, as an individual, can do is to purchase a water filtration system that's been certified by the National Sanitation Foundation International Standards to reduce the amount of contaminants in your water. But all these solutions will be a moot point if we have no groundwater left. It would not be an overstatement to say that we use a lot of groundwater. In fact, estimation of water use in the United States in 2015 by the USGS shows that Nebraska pumps the second most amount of groundwater in the entire country, with California being in first place. We clocked in at about 5,800 million gallons pumped per day, if you're curious. That is a massive amount. Aquifers do gradually replenish their water supply, but ours has been slowing down. The August 2018 issue of Water notes that the recharge rates for the aquifer in 2016 were below those from 1998. In addition, the 2018 groundwater leveling monitoring report from Young et al. At UNL notes that the water levels here in Adams County have lowered between 2 to 10 feet between this That's relatively low in the grand scheme of things, but depletion is still depletion. So how can we save water? The 2018 issue of water suggests we switch irrigation methods, but once again, how can we as individuals save water? We can conserve water in our daily schedules by taking shorter showers, turning off the sink while brushing our teeth, watering our lawns less, and other water-saving related methods. Aquifers are an excellent and convenient source of water, but we have to be careful how we use and manage them. Dangerous contaminants like nitrates and atrazine are more common than we think, and we need to be wary of threats like these. In addition, the aquifer will run out one day, and we need to be careful. If we take steps now to prevent depletion, we can stop it before it becomes a problem. Overall, the aquifer is a blessing, but we need to take steps to